Today's headlines. Former President Benigno Aquino III faces the Senate hearing on the use of the dengue vaccine in the National Immunization Program. The Congress ratifies the controversial tax reform package that will cut income taxes and increase taxes on select products. PBA governors predict Barangay Ginebra, San Miguel Beerman, and Talk and Text to be the dominating teams in the PBA Philippine Cup. Tropical storm Urduha intensifies as it prepares to make landfall over northern and eastern Samar. Good day, I'm William Theo. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. Former President Benigno Aquino III defended himself on his supposed role in the dengue vaccine fiasco. He insisted that there was nothing wrong with the drug and its purchase back then. Here is our report.
Former President Benigno Aquino III faced the Senate as a resource person for the hearing on the National Dengue Immunization Program of his administration. Aquino was invited to discuss his role on the purchase of 3.5 billion pesos worth of the questionable dengue vaccine, Dengvaxia. Aquino said the vaccine was necessary back then because of the prevalence of dengue in the country. He stressed that nobody objected to the use of the drug when the previous administration decided to roll out the program. He admitted meeting with the officials of manufacturers Sanofi Pasteur over the availability of Dengvaxia. He added the safety and efficacy of the drug was cleared by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and that Mexico and Brazil had approved the vaccine before the Philippines. The Volunteers Against Crime and Corruption, or VACC, however, want Aquino charged with plunder over what it called the anomalous purchase of Dengvaxia. Also expected to face charges were former Budget Chief Florencio Abad, former Health Secretary Janet Garin, and other health officials. Meanwhile, health reform advocate Dr. Anthony Liachon said Aquino could not be blamed for the fiasco if he had been fed with what he called bad science. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Rom Dulfo.
Opposition lawmakers belonging to the Magnificent Seven bloc expressed their intent to contest the full-year extension of martial law in Mindanao before the Supreme Court. Albay Representative Edsel Lagman hopes that the Supreme Court will see that there is no factual and constitutional basis to extend the martial law period. He explained that the Constitution requires an actual state of rebellion and not mere threats to declare martial rule. He added that any martial law declaration should only last for 60 days. Other members of the Magnificent Seven are Representatives Tom Villarin, Gary Alejano, Edgar Erice, Teddy Bagilat, Raul Daza, and Emmanuel Billones. Solicitor General Jose Calida meanwhile said anyone is free to challenge the Congress's approval of the martial law extension. He said the extension of martial law in the whole of Mindanao underscores the factual basis of the ongoing rebellion. Congress voted 240 to 27 in favor of extending martial law. Malacanang has suspended government work on December 26, 2017 and January 2, 2018 to give government employees more time to celebrate the holidays with their families. The declaration covers all government offices, including government-owned and controlled corporations, financial institutions, state universities and colleges, local government units, and other agencies. Since both Christmas Day and New Year's Day fall on a Monday, the order gives government workers 2 consecutive 4-day weekends to spend with their families. However, agencies whose functions involve the delivery of basic services, response to disasters and calamities, and the performance of other vital services shall continue with their operations. Meanwhile, the suspension of work in the legislative and judiciary branches, independent bodies, as well as in private companies and offices is left to the discretion of their respected heads or management. President Rodrigo Duterte presented the Order of Lapu-Lapu to 105 soldiers during his visit to the Philippine Army headquarters in Fort Bonifacio, Taguig City. The Order of Lapu-Lapu is awarded to selected persons in recognition of their invaluable service in relation to a campaign or advocacy of the President. 75 soldiers were awarded the Kampilan Medal, while 30 others received the Kamagi Medal. The Campilan Medal is awarded to those who were seriously wounded or injured or suffered great loss of property while participating in an activity pursuant to a campaign of the President. The Kamagi Medal, on the other hand, is awarded to those who actively participated in and contributed significantly to the President's advocacy. The Japanese government and 5 stakeholders have signed grant contracts on classroom constructions worth a total of 23 million pesos. In a ceremony held at the Embassy of Japan, Ambassador Koji Haneda said education is one of the key components in the concept of human security promoted by the government of Japan. He said they view education as an integral part of empowering people to reach their full potential and to contribute to national development. Haneda assured that Tokyo stands ready to support Manila in promoting quality education. The contract signed secure the construction of 22 classrooms to be built in 5 selected public schools. Out of the 530 projects under Japan's grant assistance, 113 are related to education. Still to come, the Congress ratifies the controversial tax reform package that will cut income taxes and increase taxes on select products. A disgruntled rebel officer surrenders after accusing the New People's Army of corruption. These and more when the PNA Newsroom continues. The Senate approved a resolution to confer the Quezon Service Cross on the late Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago. The Quezon Service Cross is the highest award bestowed on a person for outstanding civilian service to the nation in memory of the late President Manuel Quezon. Both the Senate and the House of Representatives need to concur with the proclamation for conferment of the said award. President Rodrigo Duterte adopted Senator Grace Poe's recommendation to award the highest civilian medal to Santiago posthumously. In her sponsorship speech, Poe said it was Santiago's love for country that drove her to greatness and to serve with fervor and utmost dedication her fellow Filipinos until death. Santiago would be the first female recipient of the Quezon Service Cross. The Congress ratified the tax reform package that will reduce income taxes and increase those on coal, mining, and other products. Here is our report.
The Congress ratified the controversial tax reform package, or the Tax Reform for Acceleration and Inclusion or TRAIN bill. Both chambers voted to pass the Bicameral Conference Committee report after reconciling differences of their respective versions. The ratified report will be transmitted to Malacanang for President Rodrigo Duterte's signature. Self-employed and professionals earning below 250,000 pesos will be exempt from income tax starting January 1, 2018. Those with gross sales or receipts of 500,000 pesos and below will be exempt from 3% percentage tax. The tax exemption cap of 13th month pay and other bonuses was raised to 90,000 pesos. Excise tax on tobacco products is increased by batches until it reaches 40 pesos in 2023, followed by a 4% annual indexation in 2023 onwards. The package also raises coal excise tax to 50 pesos per metric ton in the first year, 100 in the second year, and 150 in the third and following years. Excise tax rates from mining, including copper, gold, and chromite, increased to 4%. Meanwhile, the tax on indigenous petroleum, LPG, diesel, and premium gasoline will go up in 3 tranches. Sugar-sweetened beverages will be taxed up to 12% per liter. Automobile taxes were also raised with up to 50% imposed on luxury vehicles worth over 2.1 million pesos. Militant lawmakers, however, assailed the supposed brazen railroading of the tax package. They claimed the train was ratified despite the clear absence of a quorum and their strong objections. Majority Leader Rodolfo Fariñas, meanwhile, said lawmakers who object the ratification could bring it to the attention of the plenary or, if not contented, to the courts. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Feline Cervantes.
The Presidential Communication Operations Office donated a set of photos of the Ibaloy culture as part of efforts to promote the beauty of diversity in the ASEAN region. The PCOO and the Philippine Information Agency led the turnover of the photo exhibit dubbed as Habi, continuing the thread of ASEAN culture to the Onjon ni Ibaloy Association in Burnham Park. The exhibit, launched at the Baguio Museum in September, shows photos of the Ibaloy tribe of Benguet mixed with photos of the woven fabric of the 10 ASEAN member states. In a message from PCOO Undersecretary George Apasible, he said that the photo exhibit was donated to promote the rich culture and tradition of the Ibaloy people and the indigenous peoples of the Philippines. He said the interlinked connection between ASEAN citizens is not just on the location, but also in many other ways, such as physical features. The photo exhibit have been featured in the different areas in Baguio City and Benguet. The Office of the Ombudsman has ordered the filing of charges against spouses Nur Ana and Abdul Wahid Sahidullah for violations in their joint statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth for 2009. Nur Ana served as the Bangingi Sulu Mayor from 1998 to 2004, Sulu Vice Governor from 2004 to 2010, and a member of the House of Representatives from 2010 to 2013. Meanwhile, Abdul Wahid served as mayor from 1988 to 1998 and 2004 to 2013. The probe found that the respondents failed to declare 2 luxury vehicles and a 1,500 square meter property in their joint Sal-N. The Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for Public Officials and Employees requires public officials and employees to declare their assets and liabilities accurately. A discontented supply officer of the New People's Army operating in the hinterlands of North Cotabato yielded to military authorities. Danny Lauda Andip, also known as Bernie, voluntarily surrendered with his rifle to the Army's 39th Infantry Battalion in Aracan, North Cotabato. Andip accused the NPA of corruption. He revealed that a certain Jeco, his NPA commander, has been pocketing the cash that was promised to them when joining the NPA. Andip added that the budget for food supplies was not enough, despite the huge amount of revolutionary tax the group had been collecting from multinational firms. Lieutenant Colonel Harold Argamosa, 39th Infantry Battalion commander, said discontent had been spreading within the communist organization. He said they are open to communist rebels who wish to surrender and return to the government. Up next, inmates in Davao City make money out of handicrafts in a Christmas bazaar in jail. Tropical storm Urduha intensifies as it prepares to make landfall over northern and eastern Samar. These and more when the PNA Newsroom returns. The Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines urged the faithful to be active and attentive when attending Christmas dawn masses or simbang gabi, which would start on Saturday. Father Jerome Siciliano, CBCP Public Affairs Committee Executive Secretary, said that the people owe it to God and to the Church to be energetic when they attend church service. The Catholic priest added that the priest should also deliver relevant homilies to get the attention of the churchgoers, since some of them fall asleep during homilies. But instead of entertaining churchgoers, he said priests should discuss issues that are relevant in the life of the individual. The 9-day Simbang Gabi will begin at dawn of December 16 until December 24. Members of the PBA Board of Directors anticipate that Ginebra, San Miguel Beerman, and Talk and Text Katropa will be the teams to beat in the upcoming season of the PBA Philippine Cup. The team governor said that the intact course for the said ball clubs are enough for their dominance in the Philippine Cup. Defending champion San Miguel boasts of the lineup of reigning MVP Junmar Fajardo, Defensive Player of the Year Chris Ross, Arwin Santos, Alex Cabagnot, and Marcio Lassiter. Meanwhile, Governor's Cup champion Ginebra still has Greg Slaughter, L.A. Tenorio, Japeth Aguilar, Scotty Thompson, and Sol Mercado. National team players Jason Castro, Troy Rosario, and Rookie of the Year R.R. Pogoy highlight the lineup for Talk and Text. Kia Governor Bobby Rosales, however, said the NLEX Road Warriors may be the dark horse of the conference following their fiery performance at the Governor's Cup. The Davao City Hall has become the nightly destination of visitors since the opening of the Pasko Fiesta on December 1. City Hall's Candyland theme, where the premises are decorated to appear like candy, drew Davaoenos and other visitors even on weekends. Children of nearby barangays and school trooped to City Hall and the Rizal Park to get a glimpse of the Candyland theme. The Rizal Park has the 40-footer Christmas tree and a children's carousel of favorite cartoon characters. The front of the Sangguniang Panlunsod and the Centennial Park are also decorated with colorful dancing lights and a giant lantern gifted by Pampanga to the people of Davao City. Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio, who opened the Pasko Fiesta during the lighting ceremony, enjoined city residents to go out and participate in the Christmas events. Among the activities of this year's Pasko Fiesta are the parol display contests, a light-up competition of establishments, the Kananan sa Tribo Tribal Food Market, Santa Claus in Magsaysay Park and People's Park, and the Siyam Kaakaadlawon or Simbang Gabi. Inmates in Davao City are given the chance to learn handicraft making and earn from their newfound talents. Their works are now being sold in a Christmas bazaar held at the city jail. Here is our report.
The Tiangge sa Piitan was open to the public at the city jail in Maa, Davao City, where people can buy Christmas presents for their friends and loved ones or for Kris Kringle. Bags, coin purses, and coin banks are among the best-selling items displayed at the Tiangge, which the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology, Region 11, opened to help inmates. The items are made by the inmates themselves. They underwent training in making handicrafts for livelihood while in jail. The inmates are thankful to the BJMP for opening the Christmas Bazaar because it helps them earn money to support their families. Jail Inspector Edo Lobenia, Chief of Community Relations Service and spokesperson of the BJMP 11, said, "The program is an initiative of the city jail to help inmates earn money while they are behind bars." The Tiangge sa Piitan is not only a Christmas bazaar but also a venue for inmates to showcase their skills in making lanterns. Last year, the inmates' lanterns were purchased by the city, and until today, these lanterns are used by the city government to spruce up major streets. Making these handicrafts helps in the physical and emotional aspects of the inmates because they are given the opportunity to display their talents and express their feelings. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Chris Crismundo.
Tropical storm Urduha intensified as it moves slowly off the eastern coast of Samar Island. Pag-asa said Urduha was spotted east of Borongan City, eastern Samar. It is expected to make landfall over northern and eastern Samar between tomorrow morning and afternoon. Scattered to widespread rains will continue over eastern Visayas and Caraga and is expected to prevail over Bicol region and the rest of Visayas within 24 hours. Residents are advised to prepare against flooding and landslides. Sea travel remains risky over the eastern seaboards of Bicol region and the Visayas due to the approaching storm. Let's now check out the weather forecast for Metro Manila and the rest of the country. Here's another look at today's headlines. Former President Benigno Aquino III faces the Senate hearing on the use of the dengue vaccine in the National Immunization Program. The Congress ratifies the controversial tax reform package that will cut income taxes and increase taxes on select products. PBA governors predict Barangay Ginebra, San Miguel Beermen, and Talk and Text to be the dominating teams in the PBA Philippine Cup. And tropical storm Urduha intensifies as it prepares to make landfall over northern and eastern Samar. The holidays are coming soon, and it's 10 days before Christmas. For more stories, please log on to www.pna.gov.ph or visit the PNA page on Facebook and Twitter. And that's your daily dose of the hottest news and the latest information that you need to know from the PNA Newsroom. I'm William Theo. Good day.